from Bruce Grey, Owen Sound.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you very much, the Minister, for your outstanding remarks this morning and your outstanding work on behalf of the people of Ontario. Today, I rise to speak as part of the second reading of the Building a Strong Ontario Act budget measures, a crucial part of our government's plan to navigate these uncertain times and support people and businesses. As we heard from the Minister, Ontario is continuing to attract and protect investments and jobs as part of our plan to build Ontario's economy. And key to Ontario's future economic growth and jobs is unlocking Northern Ontario's potential, particularly in the mining and crucial minerals sector. Speaker, our government's fantastic Minister of Mines is working to incentivize and encourage exploration by providing an additional $3 million per year, $3 million to the Ontario Junior Exploration Program this year and next year. Our government will also be reopening the Mining Act and undertaking an end-to-end review. This is so we can ensure that the Act reflects the realities of today, including a non-negotiable commitment to safety and environmental stewardship, while also ensuring that we have a truly competitive jurisdiction and market to attract future investment in our mineral sector. Our approach to unlocking these opportunities can be found in Ontario's critical minerals strategy. Right here in Ontario, we have the minerals needed to manufacture clean technology like electric vehicles. Our critical mineral strategy is Ontario's roadmap to secure our position as a reliable global supplier and processor of responsibly sourced critical minerals. There are 6 pillars of the strategy: enhancing geoscience information and supporting critical minerals exploration, growing domestic processing and creating resilient local supply chains, improving Ontario's regulatory framework, investing in critical minerals innovation, research and development, building economic development opportunities with Indigenous partners, and growing the labour supply and developing a skilled labour force. But of course, the job does not end when the minerals get out of the ground. We need to connect them with a world-class manufacturing sector, Ontario's world-class manufacturing sector. Speaker, this dovetails with another important part of our plan, arguably the most visible part to anyone who visits or calls it home, our investment in the infrastructure this growing province needs. Ontario's population is growing. Our economy is growing. Ontario is now the heartland of Canada's electric vehicle revolution. Thanks in part to Ontario having been at the centre of Canada's automotive sector since the Second World War, we come to the changing global economy with a competitive advantage. We are capitalizing on this advantage and doubling down on these opportunities. That is why our government is working with partners who have shovel-ready industrial sites available for new manufacturing projects. And we are also already seeing success with this. Just look at the recent announcement by Volkswagen of its planned electric vehicle plan in St. Thomas. An amazing commitment, an amazing investment in Ontario. The cars of tomorrow, the jobs of tomorrow, and the investments of tomorrow. Tapping this immense potential requires energy, literally electricity. Our government believes clean, safe, reliable, emissions-free nuclear energy must be even a bigger part of our future supply mix. That is why, in addition to our support of the continued safe operation of the Pickering Nuclear Generation Station and the refurbishments of the Darlington and Bruce nuclear generating stations, we continue to support small modular reactors. These new technological developments will be essential to our future energy supply. And, I might add, we are a leader in battery procurements, with the largest battery storage project in Canada being built right here in Ontario. Absolutely. Now, Madam Speaker, while it took a lot of rebuilding, we can see today that Ontario manufacturing has come thundering back. But I want to remind members how far we've come. Under the Liberals, Ontario lost 300,000 good-paying manufacturing jobs. But when the people of Ontario elected our government, the tides changed. In the last 2.5 years, Ontario has attracted $17 billion in investment from global automakers and electric vehicle and battery manufacturers, absolutely, along with $3 billion in investments from global life sciences companies. But we are not stopping there. We must keep the momentum going. We have the capacity to do more.
That's right.
Which is why in the spring budget bill, we are proposing legislation that, if passed, would introduce the Ontario-made manufacturing investment tax credit, which would help more Canadian-controlled private corporations expand and grow. As the minister said, if you're prepared to bet big in Ontario, then Ontario is prepared to bet big on you. And that, Speaker, is a promise we are making and a promise we will keep. Now, Madam Speaker, we can't build a health economy without healthy people. But with a healthcare system that at times is a little slow and difficult to access, too many people are waiting too long and traveling too far to get the care they need. That's why our Minister of Health introduced Your Health, a plan for connected and convenient care, a plan to strengthen all aspects of the healthcare system. And that includes home and community care. We are continuing with our promise in the 2022 budget to invest $1 billion over 3 years to get more people connected to care in the comfort of their home and community. And now we are accelerating these investments to bring funding in 2023-24 up to $569 million, which includes nearly $300 million to support contract rate increases to stabilize the home and community care workforce. This funding will also expand home care services and improve the quality of care, making it easier and faster for people to connect to care. Speaker, the women and men on the front lines of our healthcare systems, our doctors, our nurses, PSWs, all healthcare workers are the ones we depend on for care. And we are supporting our healthcare workforce today, while also building a strong healthcare workforce for tomorrow by investing $22 million to hire up to 200 hospital preceptors to provide mentorship, supervision, and training to newly graduated nurses. $15 million to keep 100 mid to late career nurses in the workforce, and $4.3 million to help get at least 50 internationally trained physicians, help them get licensed here in Ontario. But that isn't all, Madam Speaker. Since January, people have been able to go to their pharmacists to get prescriptions for 13 common ailments. This has proven to be an overwhelming success, which is why, as part of our plan, in the fall of 2023, we're adding 6 more ailments to the list, including mild to moderate acne, canker sores, diaper dermatitis, yeast infection, pinworms and threadworms, and nausea and vomiting in pregnancy. For all of these, people will soon be able to get the medicine they need to treat these common conditions without ever having to set foot in a doctor's office, clinic, or emergency room. And Madam Speaker, I'd also like to underscore the point the minister made a moment ago about total health care spending. In 2022-23, it was a record amount of $74.9 billion. But in 23-24, that is going up to $81 billion. And by 25-26, it'll be $87.6 billion. As noted, $15.3 billion increase over the next 3 years. These are huge investments for the people of Ontario, and it's great to be part of a government that's making them happen. Speaker, youth in the child welfare system are at a higher risk of being trafficked or experiencing homelessness. Transitioning out of the child welfare system can be challenging for these young people. And that's why our government is working to improve long-term outcomes for youth leaving care, with $170 million over 3 years to support the Ready, Set, Go program. This program is geared at helping these young people achieve financial independence through life skills development, supports to pursue post-secondary education, training, and pathways to employment. We're also expanding program eligibility, which currently ends at 21 years old, to include those up to 23 years old. And Madam Speaker, this is consistent with our overall increase in education funding. Let me again cite some numbers. This year, 22-23, $32.4 billion spent in education. Next year, 23-24, that number will increase to $34.7 billion, and by 2025-2026, $37.5 billion. Madam Speaker, these are huge numbers. They're part of our plan, and we want to get it done for the people and students of Ontario. Speaker, to build a strong Ontario, we need to get shovels in the ground. We need to build. In the last election, we said we'd build more highways. And guess what? We're doing just that. All told, as part of our historic 10-year infrastructure plan, we are spending almost $28 billion on highways and roadways. Madam Speaker, we said we would invest in transit, and so we are. We are bringing back the Northlander train from Timmins to Toronto. Hear, hear. We are increasing GO service to Niagara from Union Station and building GO rail infrastructure in places like Kitchener, Maple, and Bowmanville. Exactly. And the numbers for transit over 10 years are staggering. $70 billion invested in transit. That's what makes our economy go. That's what contributes to a better environment, and we are getting that done with a huge investment in transit. So important.
Well done.
We also have a plan to build vibrant, complete, mixed-use communities at or around transit stations. Transit-oriented communities will help increase transit ridership, create sustainable communities, and build more homes, including more affordable housing around GO Transit, light rail, transit, and subways. This is a sensible solution. It's happening, and we are going to make it happen even more. We are also building new schools, childcare spaces, hospitals, and long-term care. In terms of education infrastructure, $22 billion over 10 years. Again, a record amount. So important. We're building new hospitals and expanding existing ones, like the redevelopment of St. Mary's General and Grand River Hospitals in Kitchener-Waterloo. And I'm looking forward to the opening of the Markdale Hospital in our great riding of Bruce Grey Owen Sound this year, on time, on budget. In total, our 10-year health care infrastructure spend is $56 billion. Incredible investment for today, but more importantly, for tomorrow, for our generations yet to come. Their health care is why we're doing that. Safe and comfortable long-term care homes are going up and including in communities across the province, including Owen Sound in my riding of Bruce Grey Owen Sound. In total, $184.4 billion of investment in infrastructure on all these sectors over 10 years. This is a historic commitment to our province that our government has made, and we will ensure we get that done. I'm so proud to be part of this team that's investing so heavily in this amazing infrastructure commitment. Madam Speaker, among our government's priorities is ensuring the safety and well-being of everyone who calls Ontario home. And this approach to safety and well-being includes protecting people as consumers. In the spring budget bill, we are proposing changes to enhance consumer protections when interacting with a financial professional. These specifically are proposed legislative amendments to the Financial Professionals Title Protection Act 2019. You see, Madam Speaker, people deserve to have confidence that when they are seeking out financial advice, that they are dealing with someone who has the adequate training, expertise, and credentials. These amendments, if passed, would give the Financial Services Regulatory Authority of Ontario, or FSRA, the power to make a rule about the use of protected titles by credential holders when a credentialing body's approval has been revoked or an approved credentialing body ceases to operate. The Title Protection Framework would also give financial planners and advisors the confidence that there is a plan for their future if their credentialing bodies are no longer able to operate. This is a very important enhancement to investor protection in the province of Ontario. Madam Speaker, we know that these are challenging times, but our plan is working. It is the right plan to not only get us through these challenges, but to emerge from them as a stronger Ontario. So, Speaker, the members of this House support building Ontario's economy, building highways, transit and infrastructure, working for workers, keeping costs down and better services, then vote for this bill. Pass this budget so that together we can get to building a strong Ontario. Now, Madam Speaker, I'll now share my time with the fantastic member for Oakville and parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Finance. Thank you.